I've got one of our templates opened up in Gimp right now because I'm going to show you there's a couple little things that you have to do a little bit differently in Gimp than you can do in Photoshop. Because you're seeing me in Photoshop, I'm flying around and I'm editing these things really fast. And I suggest that you actually do get Photoshop. I've seen it on eBay. You can get Photoshop Element 7, 8, 9. I've seen it as low as $15, but usually it's between $20 and $30. It's a really good investment, especially if you have an online business. Okay, just get, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, just get one of the older versions. But for the meantime, you can use Gimp, and I'm going to show you how to use Gimp to edit these templates just the same. It's just going to take you a little bit of extra time, and you want to take your time, you know, to make sure that these things are good. But so what you're going to find out when you open these in Gimp is what I normally do in Photoshop is I double click, okay, on the text smart objects. And then you'll see that I change the text, and it's easy for me to come through here and I just do that. Well, you can't do that in Gimp. But there is a way to edit these templates, regardless of whether there are free templates or the templates that we have in the premium membership of GuruDealer.com, or if there are other templates you got offline, you can still edit these things. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to do using GIMP right now. It's going to take just a little bit more time. So the first thing you want to do is you want to match the text color. So the way that you want to do that is you want to use the eyedropper tool. Okay, and we're going to be using pretty much the same tools. Okay, I'll be showing you here in a second. Like the move tool is right here, and then but with this you want to use the eyedropper tool, and then you're going to come down here, and what that just did was that basically copied that color, so we can make our new text that color. Okay, and then we've got the move tool, and then we've got our text tool. Okay, and those are pretty much the only tools we're going to be using in GIMP. You can learn more about GIMP. There's plenty of information out there, but really everything's about the same. Other than instead of selecting it with the, you know, with the move tool, what you kind of need to do is come over here, and you need to actually select your layers over here. So like you can see that they're highlighted whenever you select them. Okay, and I'm going to select our 4 best results, and then I'm going to grab the text tool. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is what you want to come up into this corner, click and hold down, and you want to drag this square around that text. Okay, and do the best you can to make it as even as you can, and then let up. Okay, and then I'm going to type 4 best results. Okay. And at first, what's going to happen is you're probably not going to see anything. Okay, but what you need to do is you need to Control A. Hit Control on your keyboard, which is down in the bottom left-hand corner, and then A. Okay, and what you need to do at this point in time is you need to resize the text. And if your text isn't impact, then you need to change it to impact. Okay, change your text to impact, and you do that by coming over here and you click over here and you can choose what font you want, or you may want to change the font, you know, make it whatever font you want. But as you can see, I've got it up to 350 pixels now. Okay, and then I'm going to come back up here. I'm going to select the move tool again. Okay, and that's going to deselect the text. Well, as you can see, that you probably think that looks like crap, but hold on. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and this simplified text layer is what we want to hit the eyedropper on. So the old text, we're going to hit the eyedropper on. So you see, we just replaced that text. It just took us a little extra time to do it. Now, you also want to make sure, though, that this text in here is centered down here, okay? And that's this second one. You don't want it off to the left, okay? You want it to be centered, actually, right here. It's actually this one. So you want to justify it centered, which is the 3rd button over. Okay, now at this point in time, you pretty much can do whatever you want, okay? You can come in here, and it's the same thing as what I've been doing. You just change this, and sometimes it's going to do that. GIMP is a little bit touchy, so if it does this, Control A, and then bring it back up. Just come up here and bring it back up to taste on this. It's whatever you want. If you want to make it bigger, we can make it bigger. And then I'm going to make it bigger because I'm going to show you how to do something here. Okay, so we've got it, we've changed it, and I'm going to go ahead and anytime that you're done with the text, come back up here and just hit the move tool. Okay, now with the move tool, what we can do is the same thing like with Photoshop. We can use the up arrows and the over arrows. Okay, and basically you can move it to the left, move it to the right, and it's going to be kind of slow, but we can go ahead and we can get it there. And it's the same thing with the rest of this text. Okay, it literally is. And the rest of the stuff that I'm doing as far as pulling in, I mean, you would do the same thing with this text. You would just basically come here and you would do this text, this font is Arial. So you would basically just put your text here. You would want it to be black, or you could make it white. You could make it whatever color you want. And, you just basically do that. You're overlapping the text, and then you come back up here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's just, I'm just going to put some X's in there, and then I'm going to make it black. So we're going to make some black X's. This is just for just to show. And then okay, there's our new text. Okay, and just trying to make this video as short as possible. All right, and then we'll move it down. Okay, we'll overlap it. And then remember what you're looking for over here is you're looking for the text with the it's a smart object, so it's going to have the background on these texts. What does this mean? It's going to say exactly what exactly does this mean. This is the one. You go ahead and you click this eyeball, and that's going to disappear. You see what I'm saying? And then you can come back up here, and we've got our new text. And then you can change this. You can actually use the move tool at this point. Click on it, and then you can move it to however you want it. And then we can grab the text tool. We can come back in here, and then it's time for us to put whatever we want. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes time, let's just put whatever you want. Okay. Okay, and then Control A when it does that. Control A, and then resize it. You see what I'm saying? We can resize it to be bigger. And then when we're done with that, what we want to do is we want to click the, we want to click this move tool and then use the arrow keys. Okay, we'll click on it. Actually, sometimes you have to click on it with the move tool, and then there we go. So you see, you can use this with any of our templates. It's just going to take you a second. It's going to take you a little bit of practice. After a while, it's not going to take you very long. Okay, so now the last thing that I need to show you is saving these is a little bit different than I showed you on Photoshop, but it's not a terrible change or anything. It's just you're going to go to File, and then you want to actually come down to Export As. Okay, so you want to go to Export As. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to save this to my desktop, and we're going to call it cover.jpg. Okay, so you want to save this as JPG, okay, JPEG. And then what we want to do is we want to come down here, and we want to click on this, okay, and then we want to go down to JPEG. Now there's a couple, we're just going to go to JPEG for now, but you can also, if it's got a transparent background, it's the same thing, you just do a PNG. But you've got to make sure with Gimp to either put JPEG or PNG on the end of this. But for all the covers and stuff, we're just going to put JPEG. So make sure you put the name of the file and then JPEG. Okay, and then simply we're just going to export this file. Okay, so as you can see right here, we've got the old file and then we've got cover 2. I'm going to go ahead and click this and we'll open it up. And so it's basically the same thing. It's opened it up the same way. So you can use Gimp with these. You just basically have to go through and you kind of have to do a little bit of your own tweaking with the text and stuff like that. And to tell you the truth, some people like using Gimp more than they like using Photoshop.
Microsoft.